Sure.
What are we seeing here right now?
This is actually a pretty early level in the campaign. It's the second kind of mission you're on here. It takes place in what's called the Resource Operations Facility in the UAC. You've basically at the very beginning of the game you've woken up and fought your way out of a kind of a secret bunker that you're in. You don't know why. You don't have a really good idea of what's happened. And you really just you start tearing things apart.
So if you don't mind answering this, I noticed the characters, the different demons and all that stuff and monsters, they flash with like orange and blue. I know that has been talked about before, but I guess for some new viewers who may not have seen Doom before, what does that actually indicate?
Yeah, that's kind of our glory kill system. When you've done a certain amount of damage to an enemy, your visor and your HUD highlights them in that way. When they turn kind of that bluish, that means they're stunned and they're kind of in a state of we call it a stagger state. And they're particularly vulnerable. And you can shoot them, you can run up to them, and then glory kill them. And when you get close enough, they turn orange. That's all. That stuff can be turned off through the settings if somebody doesn't like that, wants a little bit more of a challenge for themselves.
Okay. Speaking of challenge, as a matter of fact, ultraviolet mode.
Oh yes, of course. Hugo's playing on Hurt Me Plenty. We didn't want him dying too much, but the challenge of playing the game is actually a really big thing. Here he's bringing up our automap, that station he touched. You find those throughout the game. Without that, you basically kind of go through and you're revealing parts of the level as you go through. But finding secrets is a big deal. So here he revealed kind of a secret space by getting the auto map and seeing that there was a space above him that he might not have realized before.
Nice. And we did see just there Olivia Pierce, who actually is going to be a central figure in the story. We probably don't want to dive too deep because clearly we want people to discover that when the game releases. But I would say for Doom for Doom single player people, sorry, we love the multiplayer so much. For Doom single player guys, it's a little bit of a change of pace, right? Because Doom had traditionally told stories through just like segments of lines and sentences, like this situation's happening here, and so on and so forth. Really simplistic stuff. You guys are bringing in an antagonist into this to really help drive the narrative for why our character is doing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. We don't put story front and center at all. Doom's about doing this. I mean, it's about fighting demons and using awesome guns. So it hasn't been a huge focus necessarily, but as I mentioned, we've tried to infuse a lot of mystery and a story that will keep you kind of playing and digging if you want it. We tend to kind of say like we keep it pushed out of the way a little bit and have you diving in to try and figure it out. Here's another example. He kind of is seeing that there was a suit of armor up there that he missed. Again, players can choose to pull that up whenever they want. If you're really into the exploration aspect of the game, and you want to find all the secrets and you want 100%, might be something up there. But
so is that bit there when he brings up the map visible always, or is it just like, hey, here's this part that you may have missed, and then the map kind of alludes to a hint, or there are even more secret portions that I probably will miss and the map won't tell me?
Yeah, there's absolutely in fact the map doesn't specifically tell you where there's secrets, and because he found the auto map station, it's revealing the whole map. If he wouldn't have found that just that piece, it would only be revealing where he's going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and then the auto map stations, are they like actually hidden within the map, or?
Yeah, there's one in each map, usually kind of towards the beginning, so you can try and find it. Or if you're just more into like running and gunning, you can skip them. Exactly. You can see here actually we've talked about the glory kill system a little bit, but one of the nice things about it is it's really contextual, so you can see basically wherever he's looking on the character, he's getting these really fluid kills, and again it's completely optional to glory kill enemies, and as you get further into the game, becomes kind of strategic. Like you could have, you could have a few guys staggered and decide, man, this is a perfect opportunity to take them out with a bigger gun, use a rocket launcher or a Gauss. In this case, these are all pretty early enemies. This is very early in the game, so you're mostly fighting imps and zombies.
And the codex here. Tell me about this.
Yeah, this is actually one of the ways that the players can dive in and figure out, kind of figure out the lore of the game. Again, we don't really do cutscenes and big cinematic moments. It's just not what we feel like Doom is all about. But we did want to provide a really nice foundation for players to be able to understand what was going on with the UAC, a little bit about who you are, and about and quite a bit about what was going on there. And actually give quite a bit of lore on the different characters or the different monsters, the demons. It's a pretty rich universe that hasn't we've never been particularly explicit about some of these things. So we talk about how revenants are formed, and there's a whole kind of fiction behind that. But again, it's there if you want it. If you just want to kind of play very naturally and just power through, you get that.
Yeah, well, if I recall correctly, one of the trailers, I'm trying to remember which trailer it was, but actually showed the construction of a cyber demon, if I was correct, all right? And I find that to be really interesting too, because Doom is a pretty gruesome game, so there's always like those instances. Like I think one of the most prominent scenes in a video game for me, which is so weird, is like dating back to the 360, which I can't believe I said dating back, but that's the world we live in now. Where I think it was Quake 4, I want to say, when like you're going through the I guess construction process of like your legs being like ripped up.
Process.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy, and I actually think that is a pretty cool element that you guys are bringing into Doom. You're really trying to highlight the gruesomeness, while at the same time not really trying to throw like crazy amounts of story in your face, and I also appreciate that it's not shock value, right? It's more like, I have giant guns, I'm gonna beat the crap out of all the demons and monsters and everything that is around me.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of beating the crap out of monsters, here comes a chainsaw. This
Hugo,
really cool.
have fun.
And Hugo's kind of actually been, if you're paying attention at home, he's kind of revealing a couple secrets. We're not gonna ruin all the secrets, but it does give you an example of, if you look around and you try to find some of the secrets. This is actually I was gonna actually have him turn this off, but he was gonna turn off tutorials here. But you get a sense of all this type of things that you can configure through the game. You can change, show your HUD. You can turn off the entire HUD.
Turn off the glory kill highlight.
Turn off the glory kill highlighting. Yeah, you can play it almost like a stripped down version where there's just you, your gun, and the demons.
I saw crosshair styles there too.
Yeah, you can change to a simple crosshair.
Okay.
Something we actually pulled across. It's kind of fun to do is field of view. Not a lot of console games.
Thank you.
Do field of view. If you want the game to even feel just a little bit faster, just crank that up a little bit to 100.
I played 110.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, on the multiplayer.
I loved it. Like a lot of my viewers on my stream were telling me, dude, just go full 110. Thank me later. And oh my goodness, look at that. that is just amazing.
The you just mentioned just not all gratuitous. The chainsaw even has a really specific purpose in the game, and as you get deeper in and you're fighting more heavier enemies, harder to kill enemies, it actually serves as a means to when you chainsaw a guy, it gives you a massive dump of ammunition, almost enough to refill all your guns.
Really?
Yeah, if you notice down there in the bottom right-hand corner, there's two little kind of markers. That's your chainsaw ammo, and you find ammo throughout the world. And different enemies, these enemies take only one fuel cell, but some of the heavier guys will take all of your fuel, or 3 of your fuel. So you're kind of, as you get deeper, there's guys that if you get low on health or you get low on ammo, you can kind of make the choice of like, I want a really big dump of ammo when I chainsaw this guy, or I want the one-hit kill, and you kind of spend your ammo accordingly. So here's this is kind of a, we love the classic elements, kind of doing them in a new way. This is a yellow security station. This guy was able to pass through. I can see. So we do a lot of our storytelling and kind of hints and clues through the world in a very just environmental way. Doesn't stop you down. He elected to go up there and touch that. So, and it gave him a clue, like that guy can get through there. So now he's kind of on a quest to find that guy. And as you can see here too, like we're kind of touching. He's looked into some areas that he can't quite get into yet, and showing some branching paths. So lots of different ways to approach getting through the space and kind of making your way through the game.
Oh, I like that pistol. It's nice, little couple one-shot kills there.
Yeah.
What's the alternate fire for that?
To charge up.
To charge up?
Yeah, you can see right there.
Ah, okay, that's nice. And actually, since we are talking about the weapons here, you guys made some changes to how the weapons are done, modifications and all that stuff too.
Yeah, we'll get into like this again. This is pretty early in the game, so we try to ramp the player up. There's a lot of kind of mechanics and ideas that this actually being one of them right here that are a little bit different than other games. You'll notice as he comes into this space, we've talked about the way our combat spaces feel kind of abstract, almost like arenas, like skate parks. We tend to call them. I love those.
That was a good one.
Kills from above.
Way to go,
really
Hugo.
fun, yeah.
That's actually one of my favorites. I like the sweep.
Yeah, but if you look at this space, it's set up for combat. I mean that we build these spaces for very fun combat, and then visually, make them make some sense. But really they're built for combat. So you'll see how he kind of moves through this world. This is a gore nest. These things are present. They kind of create these lockdown areas that when you take them out, it summons demons to kind of protect the space and do a bit of a last stand. So you always kind of see those and you rub your hands together going, this is going to be a good fight. Again, this is pretty early in the game, so a lot of enemies that kind of on the smaller side, but very acrobatic. That's one of my favorite glory kills.
Oh, dude, look at you. It's almost like you've done this before, Hugo. This actually looks pretty cool here. And yeah, this section is pretty gruesome. Oh
my God.
Oh, no way!
Blew himself up.
You had one job.
That's right.
Sorry.
You had one job.
He'll get back to it. This arena is really, really fun. It's at this point in the game, you've actually played through a few arenas. There's as you kind of have crossed the Martian surface at the very beginning in the first mission. We kind of ramp you up again. It plays really different than a lot of modern shooters. We've said kind of throughout the campaign that if you stop, you're dead. I mean, it's all about movement.
Well, I got caught in a corner there. That's where I died.
You got caught in a corner. It was a grenade to your feet. Pretty much, you set yourself up for failure.
Which actually reminds me that I should probably at least give myself. I have 1 point.
So,
okay, so what are we seeing here?
Yeah, right here. This is our kind of Praetor suit upgrade. So the suit that you wear is called the Praetor suit. We talk a little bit about that in the lore, but what he's kind of diving through here. Why don't you bring those back up real quick? He has the pistol and the shotgun, and he's already received 2 modifications to the shotgun. So each gun has kind of a base capability that you use with the right trigger, and then as you explore the world, you find these supply drones.
Yeah.
They scan your arsenal and give you options to attach a mod to this. So for the shotgun, he's already found the charge burst mod and the explosive shot mod. And then there's upgrades that you can earn through these upgrade points that you earn all different ways: combat, exploration, and that kind of stuff. And what's nice about these is you actually don't have to follow the strict progression. You can, like, if you jump down, he could choose any of those open slots. Okay. And then once you've unlocked those 3, you then get a challenge that'll allow you to master the gun. And it really creates this nice progression. Doom has always been about, well, then I'll explain this so you can get back to gameplay. So his Praetor suit has these different categories of upgrades. You get these points through finding, through a lot of exploration. You find these elite guards that have this chip in them, and you get to spend that on your own suit. So here he's going to upgrade his dexterity or his environmental resistance, area scanning, equipment systems, and allows you to kind of hone the gameplay to your specific preferences.
Yeah, and I noticed he basically had 1 slot on 3 categories there. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And that follows a path. So you kind of spend it however you want. If you really are the kind of player that loves to find secrets, there's upgrades that allow you to do that more easily. If you love the equipment system, you can continue to upgrade that. If you want a faster experience, your dexterity stuff is really, really fun to make glory kills faster as you play through the game. And you know, Doom has always kind of been this this escalation of guns and demons. So you kind of take one step on the ladder, and then the demons take one step up, and then you take one step up. And so we've done that through the collection of guns, but also the finding of mods, and then the progression through upgrades.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that too, right? He went after the you know, that particular with the gore segment.
Yeah.
And you know, the monsters that are popping out, you know, aren't your, you know, big monsters at this point in time, right? I could see that ramp up potentially happening, and makes me even more excited for what the future levels are going to look like, because I can only imagine how ridiculous it gets. And something I, of course, don't. Oh, nice! Look at that right there. Just hit him with it. So something I did want to know is about maybe potential new demons and new monsters. Is that like something we could see, or are you guys sticking to the core and what people love and the monsters that have been around?
A lot of the core, but we do have some surprises in there that I think people will enjoy.
Ooh,
we're trying not to give too much away.
No, it's perfectly fine.
But yeah, we've got some fun stuff in there.
Nice.
But you know, I mean, it kind of going back, we to an earlier question about it, you know, just being Doom. We really did want to. We did want to start, and we really do look at this as a foundation we can build on in the future. We really hope to build on. We did want to start with the things that people love and we love, you know, so like Pinky Demons and Cacodemons, Hell Knights, Barons. So you'll see a lot of that stuff in here. This is again just another little clue of following the guy you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's my yellow key card, basically.
That's your yellow key card.
Yeah, kind of a new take on yellow key card.
Okay, that's cool. So now, speaking about the missions too, you know, of course, the community has a very deep appreciation for all the, you know, various missions, and you know, like they play them over and over again and find new ways on how to, you know, improve on their, whether it be their strategy, their approach, or just enjoying the design of the levels. Because if that's actually the one thing that I've noticed a lot about the Doom community, because I've been reading a lot of the Doom subreddit, various Doom community sites, and what I thought was pretty cool was really seeing the appreciation that these guys have for game design and the approach. And I think you touched on that a little bit, saying like, you know, this area here is built for combat, right? And like, you know, and you layered it, and of course, I'm fully expecting the community, when the game comes out, to deep dive and break down every single detail. So with that said, speaking of like what people can expect, when they play the missions and whatnot, how long can they expect each mission to be? Is it just cater to how long you want to take? Like if I run through everything like a crazy person, like how long would like the average time from start to finish for each mission?
You know, it really depends on how you play and how much time you spend. You know, most of our play tests, we do focus tests at the studio. Most of our focus tests for new players who kind of their first run through of the game, if they're looking for a moderate number of secrets and trying to upgrade their guns and that kind of thing. It's in the 13 to 15 hour range to get through on a normal difficulty setting.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and then that probably scales up as you.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you go to ultraviolence, it really changes the way you play and your strategy. But then you can move through it if you play on an easy skill level and just kind of like blow through it.